Hello pals and gals, my name is GrannyAnn and you're watching GrannyAnn Creates. So I hope you're all doing well. I just wanted to give you another update on how my little garden is going. We finally got it into a raised bed. It's in a container that we had. It's just broken and we didn't need it anymore, so we figured we would use it for gardening. Over the last, I want to say it's been about 2 weeks since I've updated, and not very much has happened. It really happened more so this weekend. We actually had a big rainstorm. It was pretty much just after we had gotten it put into a container and this thing is huge, it's pretty heavy, and we can't really pick it up and bring it inside, nor do we want to. So as soon as we put it in there, we kind of had a huge rainstorm and it really flooded my garden. I have a reservoir in here. I made it out of a litter container that I have for my cats. I just poked holes into it and I put water in it so that the soil can suck up as much as it needs to the roots when it needs it. So it was working out so far so good. It was pretty wet. I do feel like I put a little bit too many holes, but it wasn't too bad. And then this rainstorm happened and it just got really wet, and you can totally tell on the container itself because it's just really wide and it looks like it's super full and really packed down in there. But it only happened over the weekend, and then Monday, yesterday, it was actually pretty well. It was still kind of gloomy and I was still kind of nervous about what would happen to it, but thankfully nothing happened. I was able to make like a little rinky-dink shield for it the day of the storm. It was really on Sunday, and oh my goodness, it was a scary weekend for me. I was so afraid that I was gonna lose all of my plants, but thankfully they're all doing good. My cucumbers are looking a little bit deficient. I think that it might be due to the fact that there's so much water in there and the soil is just not letting those roots breathe, but they haven't fallen over or anything yet. They're still upright. The plants, the leaves, they just keep drooping and going up and drooping and going up. So it's just been kind of watching them and just seeing if they're going to be okay. But so far so good. The very first 2 leaves on them are really yellow, so that's what's telling me that they are deficient in something. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be nitrogen or something of the sort. So after I figure that out, I'm probably going to need to fertilize and get that going and get them growing again. They kind of did stunt in growing a little bit, so I want to make sure that I can do as much as I can for them so that they don't stop growing on me. And I do need to get a trellis for the cucumbers so that they can grow up it rather than all over the bed and I don't have as much room. I only have my corn and my cucumbers in there right now, only because my other cucumbers and my tomatoes are still pretty small. I don't know if I want to put my tomatoes in there. I'm still trying to decide on that. I kind of feel like they might not have enough space if I put them all in there. I have 3 now, and I actually started another seed start and I just put a bunch of tomato seeds in there, and I have another one, so I'm up to 4. And I don't know what's going on in my my raised bed, but I think some of the seeds in this seed start right here, this one hasn't gotten anything, but I think they washed through the bottom and they planted themselves in the in the container. So that's fine by me. I was just gonna leave them and see what happened. One of them I noticed didn't really have any roots. It was just kind of a germinated leaf. It was really random, but I just kind of pushed it back in the soil and just figured, I'll let it I'll let it grow and see what happens. I don't know what it is because I can't tell if it is a tomato, but they kind of look like bell peppers, and I'm just so confused. I'm confused how bell peppers got in this bed. I have a container separately of peppers and bell pepper mixed, and gardening, it's just anyways, so yeah, and I'm just been working with that over the weekend. I've just really been trying to get it back. It kind of helped in the sense that I haven't had to worry about watering it, so the lazy me is just grateful for that I haven't had to worry about it, but the worried gardener in me is is just watching and freaking out and thinking that these guys are just gonna go one way or the other. My jalapenos, actually, they did get really wet too, but because they're in a separate container, they're a little bit easier to move, so I was able to move them into the dry areas of my patio as well. I put a cover on top of it to make sure that nothing happened throughout the night that I wasn't able to protect it from. My jalapenos, they did start leaning over a little bit. We had a heat wave last week, and then due to the rainstorm, our temperatures dropped back into the frost zone. So that was another scary thing, but the jalapenos did start leaning over, all of them did, but over the last couple of days they are raising up again. They do look a little bit frail, but not to the point that I have to worry about them as much as I do with these cucumbers. And my cucumbers have been such babies. They've always been babies, and I don't know what it is with them. I've had so many little problems with them, but they're funny. They grow, but they're just, yeah. And I also have another couple of cucumbers, and those ones are super tiny, and I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen with that one because they're just, the leaves are so small compared to the other ones. It's like a miniature version of it, and I have 2 of those, so I have 4 cucumber plants altogether. But I'll show you right now. I just think it's funny. I'm having so much fun with this and watching them grow and watching them get bigger and seeing like this is going to be the actual size of them. It's hilarious. So let me go ahead and show you. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and start off with my cucumbers. These are the ones that I have in my whole raised bed right now. I'm just using a container. I'm pretty sure it's I want to say a 50-gallon container. It might be a 25, but we ended up using 2 bags of 2.5 cubic meters, and then about another, I want to say probably 5.5 cubic meters of soil. So I'm not too sure exactly how much this is. I can't remember at the moment, but I'll probably put it on the screen if I end up looking for that. So these are my cucumbers. As you can see, the leaves are very yellow, very frail. The very first 2 leaves on both of my plants, and they're looking a little bit better today, so I'm guessing that the soil did kind of keep the roots from growing. I probably do need to fertilize them like I was saying, but they kind of stopped growing. They were starting to get little sprouts right there. You can see there's next couple of leaves coming, but they didn't start growing again until just today. So I'm gonna see how that is. They're still strong enough to stay upright, so that's nice until I can get a trellis for them. These are my little baby ones. I don't know. I'm just, can anybody else see that size difference? They are so tiny. Like, they are little mini-me's of those ones, and I just think it's so funny because, I don't know, I just think it's funny, and I'm getting a kick out of them, and I can't wait to see the size of these cucumbers compared to those. But these ones are doing good as well. They don't have as many leaves, that's why I haven't put them into the raised bed yet. I was kind of thinking that maybe I could go ahead and start maybe right here against another wall so that I can have them trellising up something, but I don't know. If you have any tips or if you have any ideas of what I could do there, I would love to listen to them. But I could also put them right here, and yeah, we'll see. Anyways, so over here I have my tomatoes. These are my 2 biggest tomatoes right now. I'm pretty sure these ones are beefsteak tomatoes, and they're doing good. They're really small still, but they're doing really good. They did really good during the storm. I didn't put them inside, and I just left them out here with the rest of them. I kept them in this container just so that they were kind of with the family. But yeah, so they're doing good. I haven't really noticed anything with these ones. They didn't really show me any signs of distress over the weekend, so I'm proud of that. Over here I have this really tiny, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a cherry tomato. It's really tiny. It is kind of brown on the edges of the first 2 leaves that I had, but it's growing, so I'm just letting it do its thing. It's really small compared to these guys over here. But it's been holding out. It was one of the ones I thought was going to die, and it didn't, so I have to give it credit for that. This one right here is a seed start that I started. It just randomly came up, and it's just one, and I'm fine with that because that just adds more abundance to what I was trying to do. Also, as the tomato plants get bigger, I can always just cut some of those suckers off and repurpose those and replant them with some more plants. So if that's what I want to do. So over here I have these weird little volunteers that just came up. I have one right there. Right there is kind of hidden. Right there, over here, and right here. They're random little plants. I'm not sure if they're, oh, right here too. But I'm not sure if they're tomatoes or not. They don't really look like the tomato that I put in here, and I put the same seeds in both of these seed starts, and I found all of these little green little guys under this one. So I don't know if they're tomatoes. I don't know if they look like bell peppers to me. I don't know. They look like bell peppers, or they just might be random little things that fell in, but they're pretty funny. And there's actually another one over here. Oh my goodness. There's just, oh my goodness, there's one right there. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at this a little bit closer after the video, because that was just something else. But yeah, so I don't know what they are. I'm gonna let them grow and see. Over here are my corns. My corns right here, and they're looking great. They kind of did stunt in growth too. They're way bigger. I was editing some of the videos that I have been kind of lazy with, and they are huge. They're huge compared to the first day that I noticed them pop out, and I'm so proud of them. It's crazy how much they're growing and how thick their stalks are already. And I'm proud. They did get a little bit fragile from the rainstorm, but they're coming back, they're getting greener, and they get more of the sun than the cucumbers do. I just figured that the cucumbers need more heat than they do sun, and then the corn don't mind the sun. So if that's false, please let me know. Over here I have a reservoir. The reservoir I was telling you guys about. It's my kitty litter tin, and like I said, I just put holes in it. I need to get more soil. The rainstorm pretty much washed away all my soil around it, so this is what I have. It makes it way easier to water, and it makes it easier for me as a What are you doing? Why are you always up to no good? Huh? Always in the middle of filming, Bear. If it's not about Bear, it's not about anybody, right? Right. He likes to check the plants with me too. I ended up putting some holes in it, and then I just keep it, and it's easy for me as a pregnant woman. It's really easy for me to use this. It makes it easier with watering, and I don't have to worry about it as much. Plus, I know just as a gardener that it's going to better water my plants and get the roots and really let them grow. So it's been working out pretty well so far. I thought that I put a little bit too many holes in it, but that might just be my craziness. We put some holes on the lid too, so that it was able to condensate. I don't know if that's the best idea, but it's what we did, and it's been working well. And you can see all these little water bubbles and everything, and it's just keeping the water in there a lot better than I expected it to. Then you've got your jalapenos over here. See, they're pretty wobbly still. I accidentally hit it a little too hard, sorry guys. But yeah, they are doing great. There's so many of them, and we're just gonna leave them in here. I was thinking about thinning them out. I was freaking out, and I thinned a couple out, and I tried to place them more throughout the pot, but they've been a little fragile, so I think maybe I just cut the roots off a little bit early, or just like ripped the roots from them since they were so entangled with other plants. But yeah, they're doing great. I'm so excited, and we're just gonna let it grow up, and of course as they get bigger I'll prune them so that we can try and get more production out of them. But we're kind of thinking that maybe if there are bell peppers that ended up germinating in there, that we might have a hybrid of a bell pepper jalapeno, and that'd be really cool. I also think that I'm gonna have to get some sort of not fertilizer, but neem oil or some sort of repellent, natural repellent, if you have any suggestions. But I'm getting some bug bites in my jalapenos already, and I'm not too sure what they are. I have been seeing a lot of little red bugs, and I'm thinking, are those aphids? I'm not sure. I haven't really looked it up, and yeah, so I just wanted to know if anybody knew what those could be, if you have any suggestions on any repellents, natural repellents that I could use. One last thing, look at this freaky deaky bad boy. Look at that. This is a potato and it just did this by itself, and I'm gonna plant it. I think that we can get a few potatoes out of it, and I just wanted to show you guys because that is freaking awesome. It's crazy, it's kind of creepy, it looks like crustacean, but it is so cool. So I just wanted to show you that. I was also thinking I would put this in one of those little kitty litter tins. I think that it would be perfect for that. So it's cool. Container gardening is awesome. Overall, so far so good. It's funny to see how much things have been changing in the last couple of months, and just how many plants we had and how many seedlings we had in the beginning, and now we're here and we only have so few. But I'm not even complaining about it. I love the amount that I ended up with, and I think it's perfect for me with the space that I have right here. And with my experience, I think it's perfect, and I'm going to be able to truly learn and figure out these plants for the ones that they are, and then branch out from there and add more plants to it. I was thinking too that if these corns end up going to fruitation, if they do produce, goodness gracious, if they do produce, I am thinking maybe I'll rip the stalks out and I could put some squash in there for the fall season coming up. So let me know what you think of that. I do need some ideas for fall crops. That would be pretty cool to put in there. I remember in some of my last videos I talked about wanting to start carrots, and I still want to do that. I just need to get a container. I have soil for it, and I have the carrot seeds, and I have a great way of how I'm going to do it, but I just need to do it. And yeah, so I want to do those. I have a bunch of melon seeds in the kitchen right now, and they're washing off all of that residue so that I can dry them, and I think I want to plant some of those. They're not melon seeds, they're cantaloupe seeds, but I also found a pack of watermelon seeds, so I can't stop. And I know it might be too late, but I can't stop. I can't stop planting. But overall, it's good. It's been going great, and I'm proud of where I'm at right now. I can't wait to see. The camera is messing with me right now. Anyways, let me just get really quick and short. I love how I'm going with it. It's crazy to see how much I've changed over the last couple of months just in my gardening, and how much we were gonna do and what we started out with, and now where we are, and some of the plants that we were gonna do, they just they just ended up not coming into fruition. I am gonna try and get some lettuces in here. I'm still deciding if I want to put them straight into the bed, or if I want to get a different container and try and have like a whole lettuce container. That's another investment, so I'll see. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying your gardening year through all this craziness and everything going on. It's so heavy, and it's so hard, and it's so crazy, and just it's a lot to take in, and it's information overload every day. So please take care of yourself. Please enjoy as much time as you can in the garden with your families, with your friends, and just be careful and be safe, and still make sure that you're being safe through everything with the coronavirus and with now these crazy intense riots. But yeah, so please subscribe, like this video, get on those notification buttons, and link yourself up to that. You can follow me on Instagram at GrannyAnn Creates. Have a great day and be safe. Thank you so much.